What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NFL show, the first one of the season, week one. We're gonna try to keep this going throughout the season. I'll be doing a few NFL shows, man. One of them with Kelly in Vegas and my guy Ski on Monday nights. We're gonna be doing this one on Fridays. Every Friday that LJ can do it, we're gonna be here. You see what I'm saying? I'm even gonna try to get a Thursday night NFL show as well for the game for the Thursday night football game and to talk about all the other games as well, man. But we got a special guest with us. Y'all know him, my guy, LJ from Houston. What's up with you, L Jizzle? Everything cool with you?
Everything going good, J Money. Just happy to be back on the show and get these people some money, my guy.
No, I'm right there with you on that, man. That's what we do, man. We betters. We try to make some money with this every day. You see what I'm saying? Every day,
Yes,
man.
sir.
But football is here. Everybody loves to bet the NFL. So why not do a show and go through our thoughts and you know what I'm saying and picks that we have, man. Let's get straight to it. And if you got picks, the people that's in the chat as well, if you got some picks, man, drop them shits,
For
man.
real.
We're a community here. It's us against the bookies. We all trying to cash together. You dig what I'm saying? Drop them shits in the chat. We're gonna put them on the screen. Props, totals, size, first halves, man, whatever y'all got, especially props as well, LJ. But what do you say, man? Let's get straight to it. Get down to business in this one, my brother. We're going down in we're going down in the numbers of we're going in the order of the rotation numbers in this one, man. So I'm
Okay.
looking at the wager talk odds screen right now. We're gonna start with 453, 454. Carolina at the Atlanta Falcons in this one, guys. Let's head over here to hot Atlanta. We got the Falcons laying 3.5 at the house versus the Carolina Panthers in this one. We know rookie head coach and rookie quarterback heading on the road for this one, going against the Atlanta Falcons that have a lot of hype this year. Like they saying that they even might even have a good chance to make the playoffs. We have a total sitting at 39 and a half in this one, LJ. Do you like anything in this game, my brother?
Yeah, I like this game because this is the division game for sure. Like you just mentioned, Carolina got some new pieces, quarterback coach. The Falcons have pieces coming back that was hurt last year. Pitts was
Thanks.
hurt, so and Ritter, he didn't play the whole season. He only played a couple games. So we really didn't have a big sample size of his quarterback play as well. But
Right.
far as just how these teams just size up, man, I'm gonna lean towards the Falcons for sure, just because of the uncertainty of Carolina. They were already the worst team on first downs, third downs, and time of possession last year. So I don't expect a rookie to come in there and just change that all of a sudden. So I believe that they're just going to be a work in progress that's going to have to progress throughout the year. So far as passing as well, bottom five. So it's a lot of things that they have to work on. For as Atlanta, they may be a better team, especially fighting for this division, because they were number 2 in rushing at 159 yards. So they can run the ball for sure. And they're giving you 21.5 points a game. So if the
Right.
defense can get some turnovers, you know what I'm saying, they can keep time of possession and get some, some quality points. Atlanta should be a bet on team this year, especially against the spread. But like
Right.
I said, they have to fix the yards allowed on defense and the pass
Right.
defense. They were bottom 5 in those categories. So they did give up a lot of points too as well. But I believe players coming back, they got a quarterback that could probably sustain the offense, and it's a home game as well. So for
Right.
that case, I will take the Falcons to win this game. Basically, I'm not going to take the money line minus 3.5 because Carolina could cover. But if I just
Right.
had to make a bet, it will be the Falcons money line for sure.
I'm right. It's crazy that you said because I was just going to say the same thing. I don't want the 3.5. I could
Yeah.
see scenarios where they win this game by 3. I mean, should it be? I don't think it should be that close, but I'm not really just ready to lay points with the Falcons. But we got a really good stat in the chat here, man. That's why we love the chat and what makes the show. Mr. Q
Mm-hmm.
says the first pick, rookie QBs are 0-13 in their first start, and it makes
Wow.
perfect sense. I know it's even worse on the road as well, right?
Yeah.
So I do not like the spot for my guys over there in Carolina. I know they're basically rebuilding. They're probably going to be one of the worst teams in the league. New coach, new quarterback, all that good stuff. That's a really good stat there. But I'm right there with you. I didn't bet this game, but if I did, it would be the Falcons on the money line. Especially with NFL, sometimes you just got to go ahead and eat that. I actually did it in a WNBA game today where I just want this game I just want them to win. I know it
Yeah.
could possibly be close. sometimes I just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Gotta just take that money line, bro. And it is what it is, and live with the results. But I would, if I was making a play on this game, it would be Falcons on the money line. I fully expect them to get the win. Couldn't talk you off throwing this in the money line parlay. I think the first Mr. Q, I think that's going to be 0-14 after this one. I find it hard. I find it hard to see the Panthers get this job done, get the outright win in this one. It's Bryce Young, right? Isn't he Bryce Young, the quarterback?
Yes,
right?
Bryce Young, yes.
Yeah,
and just another interesting note that Carolina was 5-1 against the spread versus the division, so they could cover the spread, you know, and they could lose by field goal because it's 3.5. You need 4. They can win by field goal.
Yeah, I'll be taking the Falcons on the money line. That's why I'm looking at this one, LJ. Let's get to the next game, man. We're going to Baltimore in this one, LJ. So, like I say, if you got that Wager Talk art screen, we're going in order of the rotation numbers in this one, man. We got the Ravens. Let's go to the streets of Baltimore. We got the Ravens laying 9.5 points at the house versus those Houston Texans there, LJ. You also got a rookie quarterback going on the road in this one. Now, this is the biggest favorite of the biggest favorite of week 1 NFL. Ravens were actually laying 10. It's coming down to 9.5, actually a 9 at Bet Online. So it's always line shop. If you want the Texans, you can get a 10 at Caesars. If you want the Ravens, you can get a -9 at Bet Online there. So always, I mean, that shit could come handy, right? They win by 10 and you land the 9.5, you're gonna be happy. If they win by 10 and you were trying to take the points, you're gonna be pissed off. You see what I'm saying? So always shop for the better number, especially in NFL where those key numbers really matter. You know what I'm saying? 10, 7, 4, 3, shit like that, man. 6, even 6. So but LJ, how you look at this game? What you think about your boys? Obviously new head coach, new quarterback. What you got going here?
Prodigy HD said it already, my guy. Lamar Jackson 1-11 against the spread when favored by more than 3. And I'll go even further. They're 1-6 against the spread last year as a home favorite. So I am going to take the Texans plus. I already bet the 10, but I'll take 9.5 too. What 9 is now, bro? Just for the simple fact of this. This is what I want to see with the Texans. D'Amico Ryans coming in. He's a defensive-minded coach. He's been with the Texans, played with the Texans. He knows the organization. Right. You have to come in and fix what you do best. I'm not even worried about the offense because we're young. We got a rookie quarterback. We don't run the ball well. Offensive line needs to be fixed because we were one of the worst rushing teams in the league last year. So I don't expect that just to be all of a sudden fixed. D'Amico needs to fix the defense so they don't give up 150 yards on the ground, that they don't be the worst points allowed in the league. You get what I'm saying? He has to fix that defense to make sure that they can get off the field and the offense can at least have a sensible amount of offense. You get what I'm trying to say? But other than that, I do believe the Ravens win the game ultimately. They were the number 3 rushing team in the league last year. So they're going to try to pound the ball on the Texans because they know that's their weakness. But I believe D'Amico knows that. He's going to have a scheme, and he's going to stop that. You're going to have to beat them another way, bro. I have high hopes on the defense. And we'd already know the Anderson, I believe they drafted out of Alabama. I believe he's going to make an instant impact because he's the pass rusher. You get what I'm saying? Those guys make instant impacts when you put them in the right situation. So I'm on the 9.5. I took the 10, like I said, when it came out, but I'm on the 9.5, Jay. Texans, I believe they cover. And I'm also leaning towards keeping Baltimore under the 27.5 points. I haven't bet that yet, but that's something that I have on my radar because I believe that the Texans, like I said, they gave up 25 points last year. I believe D'Amico can get that under a touchdown and get back to like 20, maybe 21 at the most, giving up. You have to fix that in order for you to have a successful team this year, in my opinion, because I don't see us doing anything, but fix what's the worst and what you do best. Defense. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm taking the points with the Texans.
Yeah, and that's a good point by Prodigy as well, that he didn't even play in the preseason. I did not like taking teams. That's one thing with the Cowboys as well. They never play their starters in the preseason, and that's most of the reason why they start out slow in the year and kind of take it. Football is all about rhythm. Well, a lot of sports is about rhythm. You see what I'm saying? If you had NBA players that didn't play at all in the preseason, you do not want to fucking bet them in the first game. I know football is a little different. It's week to week, and you've still been practicing and, you know what I'm saying, doing those scrimmages and shit, but I still would like to see you get some real game action out there. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't have a strong lean on this game. Are the Ravens the better team? They are, but I'm not laying 9.5, 10 points with them. So if you want for the show, you can definitely, there's a 10 out there at Caesars, a widely available book to people that can bet, you know what I'm saying, legally in legal states. So that 10 is out there. You could get the 10 for the show, man. My guy liking the Texans plus the points in this one. Maybe the Ravens get out of there with a 3-point win or something like that, my guy. So and you say you also lean towards the Ravens team total under the 27.5. I can dig it, my brother. I can dig it. You ready to get to the next game?
Let's do it.
Let's do this shit then. Let's go over here to the streets of Cincy. We want to Cincinnati in this one, man. We got the Bengals getting 2 points at the house versus the I'm tripping, man. We're going to the streets of Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. I'm tripping, man. I got it backwards, man. It's the Bengals laying 2 points on the road in this one. Joe Burrow, he's in there. He just got paid as well. Maybe it wasn't really nothing wrong with his calf. He was just like, y'all need to pay me before week one. You see what I'm saying? They've lost the last 5 to the Bengals. In this one, what do you think happens in this game, my brother?
Everybody that I've been listening to and following, they're all on Cleveland, man. And I'm going to pause on that because even though they do have a bad track record and recently, Cincinnati is 5-2 as a road favorite last year, bro. So they played well in these spots. Maybe he just had a couple of miscues or things like that cost them games. But far as how these teams line up, the Bengals line up more in passing yards. Joe Burrow, he's throwing 38 pass attempts a game. So that was a prop that I was cashing on last year because they couldn't run the ball. Now P-Run's gone. You see what I'm saying? So now they're short in the backfield as well with Mixon. So if Mixon gets hurt, gets dinged up, who's going to be serviceable in the backfield? So Joe Burrow is going to have to throw the ball. And that's why I don't like taking teams when you get one-dimensional like that because anything can happen. You have to be a balanced team in order to be successful. But like I said, he has this boy over there, Jamar Chase, 7 receptions, 84 yards. You see what I'm saying? Averaging. But Burrow's only 3-5 on the road versus the division. So that's another reason why I stayed off this game. I'll lean towards the under because it's a divisional game. Those games usually go under. But like I said, the Browns, home dog, you see what I'm saying? I believe that they probably going to have some pride. Deshaun Watson got a full training camp, so we get to see what he has to do for the whole year. So it's just a toss-up for me, bro. But if I had to make a bet on this game, I would lean the under. Whatever the points is. I don't know what the points are.
I'll tell you the truth. So it said 47.5.
47.5.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. I do lean to the over here. So we in the streets of Cleveland here, not the fucking streets of Cincinnati. Fuck them streets of Cincinnati right now. We in the streets of Cleveland. And what happened? Cincinnati has lost 5 straight in Cleveland. You see what I'm saying? And so I know it's 1-1 last year, but for whatever reason, Burrow struggles in Cleveland. And if you look at it, this is one of the best Browns teams. Every year they seem to get better. Remember, the Browns was ass, but now every year they're slowly but surely getting better. Now I think that they're very formidable football team, in my opinion, well balanced offensively and defense. We got a new defensive coordinator over there as well. I know it might take a little time to get used to him, but I think the Browns win this game. I mean, everybody could be on them. I don't care. I don't think everybody's on them because people are seeing Bengals land 2 and they taking this shit, man. So I don't think that everybody's on. I think that the smart people are on the Browns here.
Okay.
I'm on the fucking Browns. I took them plus a 2.5, and I also couldn't talk you off teasing them as well up to 8.5. That's across the key numbers of 3 and 7 there. I definitely think it's gonna be a close game, but personally, I think the Browns are gonna win this game outright. I couldn't talk you off taking the money line, but I do lean to the over because obviously the Bengals can score some points, but I think the Browns offense is gonna be humming in this game, like you said. Deshaun Watson, it's his time now to try to turn back the clock to try to get everybody back to liking him here. I think the Bengals are gonna go 0-6 their last 6 in Cleveland. Give me the Browns here plus 2.5. If you don't like it, you don't have to take it. Even plus 2. Like I said, I think the Browns gonna win this game outright. I think a lot of the public Joe's gonna look, Bengals land 2 on the raw. This shit gonna be easy. I'm going against it, man. Give me the Browns here plus the 2.5, and I do have a slight lean to the over here, LJ. Any other thoughts on this? Or do you think Burrow's gonna be back 100% here? You think he what do you think is going on with the Cows?
I mean, to be honest with you, he just signed. And he just signed a new deal. So he got new money now. You know what I'm saying? So we already know when people respond when they got money. You get what I'm saying? Is he going to be motivated? Or is he going to be like, you know what? I'm good. I got my money. So I don't know how he's going to respond to that. But I do know that I'm going to be on the over 36.5 pass attempt prop. As long as they keep it at that number, I'm going to take it because that's what it was last year. And he has to throw the ball for that offense. They cannot run it. They were bottom 5 in rush percentage last year. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. And the offensive line has to make sure they protect Burrow because he was one of the number 1 sack quarterbacks last year. So all that is in a factor to me is which kept me off that game. But I'm going to take the pass attempts for sure.
Got you. I got you. Yeah. Hopefully he get over those pass attempts, but hopefully the Browns get this win because, and you know, it's crazy. Also, the last thing I have to say about it, I looked at it. So the Bengals after this game, they got like 5. They have like 5 straight games, in my opinion, where they can win. So even if they lose this first one, they can win the next 5 games. You see what I'm saying? That's how I looked at it. So I think they're going to be 0-1, then possibly on the bounce back next week versus the Ravens in that one, man. So that's how sometimes you kind of just got to look ahead. I feel like they can lose this game and then win the next 5. So they can still be 5-1 after week 6, but they're going to be 0-1 after week 1, in my opinion. Give me the Browns in this one, man. The best Browns team maybe ever. So up to this point, not ever, but this Browns team they're coming back right now. Give me the Browns plus the 2.5 plus the 2. Let's go over here to the streets of Indianapolis in this one. LJ, we got the Colts getting 4.5 points at the house. Rookie quarterback in this one, man. AR, he don't like being called that, but you AR 15, man. But Jags laying 4.5 on the road. A lot of hype around the Jags this year, LJ. They are somewhat slow starters. You see what I'm saying? The coach over there, his teams are usually slow starters. I want to take the Jags here, like even just like to win the game. I end up staying off the game. But I do feel like this could be a game where like the Jags win by 3 or so. Like all the sharp bidders, smart people are taking the Colts plus the 4.5. I wouldn't be surprised if Jags smacked them up, but I have more confidence in them just winning the game and not necessarily laying the points. It could be a close one with them starting so slow. What do you think about this game?
I'm right there with you, man. I'm not a guy that invests in Jacksonville like that, but right now they're the better team from what I saw last year. That's all we can go on is what they proved us last year. They were bottom 3 in yards per play, 4. Third down conversions, they only had 4 average a game. So they couldn't move the ball, but like this is a new quarterback. I'm high on Richardson. I'm going to take a shot at him getting offensive player of the year because I believe he will perform,
Right.
But coming out the gate versus a division opponent that made the playoffs last year, I'm going to have to see it first. But if I had to make a bet, I would take the Colts with the points just because they're at home. I think the defense is getting more healthy. Shaq Leonard is back in there, and he was a key piece that they missed last year, which had the Colts, giving up a lot of points. They gave up 25 points allowed last year. That's going to come down because he's back in that lineup for sure. But as far as the Jacksonville men, Trevor Lawrence, 23 pass completions a game. They average 13 points in the second half. So when they're behind, they can go out into the locker room, get adjustments, and come back as they proved in that playoff game versus the Chargers. You see what I'm saying? It came all the way back. They were down like 20, 30-some points. So they can do that. So all that said, I want to lean the Colts, but I got to wait and see how Anthony Richards responds to NFL action. But I'm not a guy that bets on Jacksonville. So I just stayed off the game.
I'll be honest. I understand the smart money and the sharps and all that, but I don't want to take a rookie quarterback in their first game.
Yeah,
it's not preseason. You see what I'm saying? So it's just that's one of my rules, and I think that's something that, like, for long term, if you really fade rookie quarterbacks in their first start, especially with a new coach as well, I think it's a real good fade spot in my opinion. So I could only look towards the Jags here. The smart money, the sharps, they're on the Colts here, but this is one I don't agree with. It would be Jags or nothing. I do have more confidence in them just winning, and then trying to put in like a little money line parlay, 2-team money line parlay. But if I had to lay the points, if I had to take a side, I could only look towards Jags minus 4.5. Even though they start out slow, I think the Colts might have an even slower start in this one, but it's definitely not a game that I had super high confidence in betting, but it would be Jags or nothing for me in this one. Our guy in the chat said he liked the over. Jags going to run through them, then Colts score some garbage points at the end. Could be where Jags up 10. And then Colts gonna get a meaningless. That's the NFL right there.
Yeah, backdoor covers.
They up 10. Look, guess what? Their last drive, they don't care. They just want to win the game. They will let the team go down. I hate this shit, but they will let them go down and score the touchdown. And then now they went from not covering and then win by 3. I've seen it too many times. But let's see what happens in that one. It definitely is a tough one, my brother. Let's go over here to the streets of Soda in this. We're going to Minnesota. We got the Vikings laying 5.5 points at the house versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this one, man. Total sitting at 46 in this one, LJ. What do you think happens? You think Baker Mayfield going to get the Bucs right in this one? The Vikings had a ton of close games, close wins last year. Do you think that luck can keep going, my guy?
No, I don't believe so, but I'm not interested in this game at all. But just to give you some reference on it, both these teams are horrible in rushing. Tampa Bay was worse, 75 yards a game. Minnesota was fourth worst at 95 yards a game. And Dalvin Cook is gone. So I don't expect that rushing attack to be any better than what it was last year. So that leads me to Kirk Cousins throwing the ball. So I'm going to take his pass attempts. He averaged 38 pass attempts last year. It's going to stay right there. I'm pretty sure it's at 38 right now. I was going to look it up in a minute just to get the official number. But that's the only thing that I'm looking at this game. I am not a Baker Mayfield fan. He turns the ball over too many times. And I'm just not going to be interested in looking at him. So for the sake of purposes of betting this game, throw this game out like garbage. But I will take Kirk Cousins' prop pass attempts. I was going to look it up while I threw it back to you.
Okay. Yeah. Then my guy Anthony Thornhill say bet Baker Mayfield to throw an interception, man. He probably gonna throw at least 2 of them, man. My guy is just so erratic out there. It's either he finna throw a pick 6 or he finna throw a long bomb touchdown. You see what I'm saying? He's a shorter guy as well. So sometimes it's hard for me to see over the damn offensive line. But I'll be honest, I mean, he can throw the ball further than Tom Brady did, though. That was the thing that hurt the Bucs last year, in my opinion. Brady could barely even throw the ball 20 yards down the field, accurately, in my opinion. I mean, obviously, he was getting older. So, at least, I do think it'll be at least a little step up from that in that one. But I don't want to lay the points with the Vikings here. I can't say I do lean the Bucs. It's ugly as hell, but I actually lean the Bucs here plus the points, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they won this game outright, to be honest with you, man. So maybe some little Baker magic early in the season. This shit ain't gonna stay all season, but early in the season, teams don't know that they're bad yet. You see what I'm saying? So they're gonna play week 1, week 2, man. It's always like you never really know what the hell is gonna happen. It's like NBA early season. The bad teams are actually good early in the season, but you know what I'm saying? And then it kind of just like fans out or whatever. So I lean Bucs plus 5.5. That's the only way I could look. I agree with this line coming down from 7 to 5.5. Maybe you could still get 6, but I lean the Bucs in this one. And what was the number on your prop?
The number is Kirk Cousins over 36.5 pass attempts, exactly like Joe Burrow. So
okay, got you. I can do. Yeah, my guy Prodigy says Kirk Cousins went favored by 4+ points, 11, 18, and 1, good for 38%, then 7, 15, and 1 as well, ATS at the house. So, like I said, the Vikings got really lucky last year. You see what I'm saying? They lost Thielen, so now you can kind of just focus on Jefferson. I mean, they still got other great receivers, but you shut down Jefferson. That's your path to success. Me personally, I'm putting 3 people on his ass.
For real.
I'm putting 3 people on just Jefferson
because he's the only guy that can hurt you.
Facts.
He's the only guy that can hurt you.
He's one of the best. He's top 3. I don't like comparing him, but he's definitely a top 3 receiver in the NFL. Doubt. You see what I'm saying?
He averaged 100 yards a game receiving. Facts. He has to be top.
You gotta put 3 guys on him, man. But I'd lean the Bucs there plus 5.5. Let's go over here to the streets of New Orleans in this one, LJ. We got the Saints laying 3 points at the house versus the Tennessee Titans. And this one's a really tough game for me to figure out, to be honest with you. We know the Saints have a lot of hype around them. New quarterback, Derek Carr over there. See what I'm saying? Still got Winston as well. So not too bad of a backup quarterback as well. But what do you think about this game, LJ? I know it was sitting at like 3.5. It's come down to 3 with some smart money coming in on the Titans here on the road. What do you think happens in this game, my brother?
I'm taking the points with the Saints, man. Minus the 3, bro. I'm very high on the Saints. And the reason why, J Money, is because for 2 reasons. Number 1, Derek Carr. They have a new quarterback. He's back with his coach, Dennis Allen, that drafted him when he was with the Raiders. So he's back with the familiarity. I love betting on players that are comfortable in a system that they're familiar with. So he's back with his coach. Derek Carr's never had a top 10 defense, Jay. The Raiders always gave up 25 to 26 points a game. The Saints are top 10, only giving up 19 to 20 points a game. And in the last 3 games, they only allowed 10 points. So that defense can get stops. You get what I'm saying? And they got a great pass rush that could get turnovers as well. So as long as Derek Carr takes care of the ball, does his job, the Saints can be a bet on team, especially to win this division, because you're going against Desmond Ridder, Baker Mayfield, and a Bryce Young, a rookie quarterback. I would say Derek Carr is better than all three of those quarterbacks. Just to say.
What you think, LJ? Should we take the Saints to win the division?
I'm going to take a shot at it, Jay. I'm taking a shot at the Saints, not only to win the division, Jay. I'm picking them to win the NFC because this one reason. The last 5 Super Bowl champions, Jay, I looked at their schedule to see who they played. They played the AFC South and the NFC North. The NFC South plays that schedule this year. And the best team in that division is the Saints. So that's what I'm going to bet on because of the trend of that schedule. They have an easy schedule. As long as they stay healthy, they have Jamal Williams now that can help Kamara because he's going to be on suspension. So they got him. Detroit plays in New Orleans later on in the season, too. So that's going to be an interesting game, Jamal Williams' return game. But all that said, bro, I'm all on the Saints, man. Minus the 3, bro. I think they take care of business. The Titans, 3rd worst in total yards last year. Number 1 worst in first downs. Passing yards, 171. Bottom 3, they only average 17 points, and they average 5 punts a game. If you're punting 5 punts a game, you're not moving the ball. So, and of course, they got Derrick Henry, He averaged almost 100 yards rushing, but I believe the Saints can contain him, make Tannehill beat you. They do have D-Hop now. I'm a fan of D-Hop.
I hate it.
See on my shirt, I have D-Hop
on
my shirt.
So I hate the Titans, man.
Yeah, I'm a fan of D-Hop.
I was mad when D-Hop went over there. I'm like, bro, don't help them out. I hate that.
Yeah,
so I can't bet Titans games. I can't buy. I can't. I don't blame him. I can't bet Titans games. If I bet on them, they're gonna lose. If I bet against them, it don't matter if they're down 21 points, bro. They're gonna find a way to come back. So one team in the NFL that's absolutely bitten me in the butt, man, the last 3 years are the Tennessee Titans. I can't stand that team. I don't even look at their games. I hope the Saints blow their ass out by 28 points. I can't bet the game because if I bet the Saints, the Titans are definitely going to win. So I'm going to stay off it for your sake, LJ.
Yes.
But definitely lean. I definitely lean towards the Saints. I didn't like that D-Hop went over there. Like, please don't help them out. But I wanted them to be horrible this year. But it is what it is. Can't bet with your heart. But I'm off that game. But LJ liking the Saints, I'm off of it. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to the next game, man. You talk about some shit that everybody likes. Let's go over to the streets of Pittsburgh here. We got the Steelo. I love calling them Steelo here. Plus 2.5 at the house versus the 49ers in this one. A lot of people thought that now – Kittle is questionable with a groin injury. I actually have a groin injury right now as well. It's lasted for like a month. See what I'm saying? So it depends on how bad the groin injury is. It's just not something that's just like, okay, 2 days, you're going to be good. That shit and you can strain it and you can like aggravate it real easily as well. My groin has been messed up, man. I hadn't even been able to play basketball, whatever. But Bosa looked like he's going to be back. So I know a lot of people start hopping on Steelers, LJ, when they thought Bosa was going to be out. And there's obviously a huge piece. He just got the bag. He was back at practice. He's going to play in this game. I hadn't seen a single person that wants the 49ers here, LJ. So I was even leaning the Steelers. I didn't bet it, and I just feel like everybody's on the Steelers here plus 2.5. Do you think that they're on the right side here?
I do believe it, but I can't take it because of how everybody's on it, bro.
Nah, that's so everybody.
But the defenses on both of these sides of the ball are lights out, and is like I said, 49ers, they only allow 17 points a game. The Steelers only allow 20 points a game. So they're both under 20. TJ Watt on that defense, they're 8-2 when he's healthy. And if Pickett can not turn the ball over, Jay, I see the Steelers winning this game. So I'm with the Sharps, bro, because I believe the Steelers can get turnovers on Brock Purdy. I do believe it. I do believe that they're going to make him one-dimensional. They're not going to be able to run the ball. You get what I'm trying to say? Because Steelers defense has a great rush defense. And you got Mika Patrick in the backfield. I mean, in the safety, holding down the top of the field. So as long as TJ Watt gets that pass rush, bro, Brock Purdy's going to be in trouble all day long. But I'm not going to bet it, Jay, because everybody is on it. So
my problem is it's not even just the Sharps. I'm seeing people I follow a lot of people. Like I love following the Sharps, but you gotta follow some public thinking guys too who think shit is easy. I just absolutely love it. See what I'm saying? You gotta follow some people just to know where the people that bet on games and think shit easy, where their mind is. And they're also on the Steelers. So there's like one specific guy. I can't mention his name, but he's on Steelers plus 2.5. And as soon as I saw it, I say, I'm off that fucking game. I'm telling you that right now. But I mean, I want to lean the Steelers. I'll
Yeah.
be honest. Do I think the 49ers are the better, well-rounded team? I do. I love Mike Tomlin. I love how he elevates his players. I mean, there's some of the teams that he'll have, and they're not even that good, but he just knows how to motivate. He knows how to get them ready. I love Mike Tomlin. I do, man. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners came out there and handled biz, to be honest with you. So I lean Steelers. I'm off of it. It's all the public's on it, public and sharps. I know it's a Mike Tomlin spot, all that shit. But this is my question to you, LJ. Do you think that Brock Purdy is the real deal? Do you think that last year was a facade, or you think he's the real deal and they made the right decision of getting rid of Trey Lance?
I look at it like this, man. Shanahan has always been the go through quarterbacks and still have a good team. You know what I'm saying? He's a great coach. He puts them in situations that they cannot fail. Not to say Brock Purdy is this top 10 quarterback, because he wouldn't have been the last pick in the draft if he was that good. That's how I put it. I put it in perspective of the situation that you're in. He's in a good situation, which allows him to do what he does. He doesn't turn the ball over, and he doesn't make mistakes. You get what I'm saying? But the Steelers are a team that could probably make him make mistakes. So
that's a fact.
We just have to see what happens. But I would lean the Steelers, but I'm like you. Too many people on it that I've watched and I've saw it too. So I'm just gonna lay off. It's the first game of the season, bro. We don't have to rush it.
Right. And that's and a lot of people might say San Francisco going all the way to Pittsburgh, but first game of the season, it's not really that big of a deal. So I'm saying the travel spot. They probably there already. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a tough game. Honestly, I could see it going either way. I have Steelers plus 2.5 written down. I didn't bet it. I end up staying off the game. When the sharps are on it, like during the off season, like during the summer. But now when I start to see the public money start to trickle in on the Steelers, I'm off of it. If you like the Steelers, don't let me talk you off. But I still lean that way. But I got to stay off of it. There's a specific guy that I follow. When he said something, I am not taking this shit. The guy is a natural born loser, man. But whatever. I'm just telling you. Let's go over here to the streets of Washington here, man. I kind of figured it out. A lot of people not really good at betting, LJ. That's why you see them big ass casinos, and you know what I'm saying? People are really not good at betting. And I talk to people in the
because they bet with their heart. A lot of people bet with their heart.
They'll think what they think, like, oh, this happened last week, so let me just take this. So some people just doesn't have good betting habits, and I like to find those people, and I like to fade their ass. Let's go over here to the streets of Washington, D.C. in this one. We got the Commanders laying 7 points at the house versus the Arizona Cardinals here. One of my guys from the book says everybody has teasers with the Washington Commanders in this one. Everybody has teased them. They said they would love for the Cardinals to win the game outright. I don't know if they could do it, but I'm just letting you know there's not much Cardinal money out there. And in the NFL, shit like that matters, man, especially when you have the refs dictating the games here, LJ. What do you think about this bum-ass game, man? Total sitting at 38 as well, man.
Yeah, this is a bum game, but I'm pretty sure everybody's taking Washington in their survivor picks this week. They are the number one team that you could pick on the Cardinals with, because the Cardinals don't even have Kyler Murray, and they still were one of the worst teams in the league last year. They gave up 3 touchdowns per game on defense. They were 4th worst in yards per play. And Kyler Murray threw the ball 40 times a game, bro. So if he's not in there, what are the Cardinals going to do? And you're on the road versus a team that has a top 10 defense, because the Commanders, a lot of people, that defense is underrated. They can get after the quarterback. They have Chase Young coming back from injury. They have a great secondary. And I believe that, I'm not saying they're going to blow out the Cardinals. I'm not taking the 7. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just not interested in that. But I do believe they will win the game. And they probably will win by more than 7. I'm just not going to bet it. But I believe they're going to have a great rushing attack. And that's why I'm going to take Brian Robertson over 62.5 rushing yards, because he averaged 17 rush attempts last year. And I just believe they're just going to pound the ball and wear down Arizona's defense, because the offense is going to get 3 and outs. There's no way they're going to be able to move the ball. So defense going to get gashed this week, bro. So heavy run game, Washington. I would take the money line. I'm rooting for Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator over there now. So he's going to have that offense clicking more. I don't know a lot about Sam Howell, and that's why the reason I'm not going to bet on the Commanders. I have to see him play. I'm not going to bet on anybody that haven't shown me something. That's just throwing away your money, in my opinion. So I'm just going to sit back, watch the Washington beat up on them with the run game, and just take Brian Robertson over 62.5 rushing yards. That'll be
Hey,
my
that's a
prop.
good look there. That's a good, yeah. That's definitely a game that you might want to pivot to the Russian to the props in there. When my guy's saying he liking Brian Robertson over 62.5 rushing yards. And now when no look for, I don't even have shit written down. No, I do not care about that game. But there is one that I do care about. And I'm against the sharps on this. And I don't feel good about it because I am not a professional NFL bettor, guys. I do not bet NFL. I hate the NFL. People lose the most money betting NFL. So if you're good at it, I like, you know what I'm saying? I bow to you, but let's go to the streets of Chicago here. We're going to Chi-Town. We got the Bears laying a point versus the Green Bay Packers here. All the sharps tell me that we should be taking the Packers. Packers going to win. The Packers own the Bears. They've beaten them 8 straight times. Aaron Rodgers owned them. You see what I'm saying? Now, can Jordan Love own them? It's very possible. I don't fucking care. Give me the Bears with 8 times revenge times minus the 1. I mean, like I say, I'm not the best NFL bettor. I'm on the Bear. I had the Lions plus the 7. I'm on the Browns. I'm on the Bears. Those are my picks for week 1. I really like the Bears. I really think they're going to get over that hump. See what I'm saying? From beating the Packers. They know. They hear all the noise. Are y'all on us? All right. I think you're going to see an inspired effort from the Chicago Bears. And I think DJ Moore is going to go bonkers as well. I'd actually look at his receiving yards prop to go over. They throwing those little screens and shit like that. And he's going to break one, man. He's going to break one. I think he's like the type of player that could really change the whole dynamic. I know that they lost their running back, but I think the Bears come together and get over that hump here, LJ. What we doing? Can you talk me off, man? Go Bears, man.
I mean, hey, I hear what you're saying, Jay, and I'm a root
Oh,
for
man.
you, bro. I'm a root for you, but I can't be on the Bears like that, man. They have to show me that they can be a better offense than what they were last year, bottom 3 in offensive points, passing, because they can run the ball. And of course, everybody that knows me knows that I was cashing on Justin Fields' rushing prop last year. Like, it was so easy money. The boy was rushing for 100 yards. They couldn't set the prop high enough. And I see the prop at 58.5. He is going to smash that. So that's probably going to be my best bet of the NFL week of this one. Justin Fields over 58.5 rushing yards, because that's all he can do. But he does have a receiver now.
Rick already on it.
Oh, yeah.
No, he should Rick in the chat.
Yeah. He should be, because it was a cash machine last year, but he does have more now, so he has a receiver. So I want to see it before I bet it. And I'm rooting for Justin Fields. I believe all you got to do is get him some weapons. He's a serviceable quarterback. He can get out the pocket. You see what I'm saying? He can rush, do all the agility, athletic things like a Deshaun Watson can do. I see Deshaun Watson in Justin Fields. He just has to learn how to pass the ball. He needs to get into an offense that puts him in situations to where he won't make mistakes. That's all that is. But Green Bay's still the better team, Jay. I mean, at the end of the day, just the field. I mean, what's the quarterback? I'm sorry, Jordan Love.
Yeah.
He's still been on that team. He might not have been playing, but he was in practice. He's taking snaps. So he's familiar with this team. So I don't think that Chicago is just going to just beat Green Bay like that. But I could be wrong. They are at home. They have extra motivation. They've been smacked up by them many a time. So, hey.
Extra motivation.
I'm rooting for you, but my money's going to stay in my pocket until I see Chicago can have a different offense that they showed me last year. So, other than that, I'm also looking at Aaron Jones' rush and receiving yards as well. That's going to be a strong lean on the other side.
Best receiver out for real as well for the Packers.
Yeah, so I believe it's going to be a heavy dose of him as well. Jordan Love's going to have to depend on him. You know, he's going to be your safety net, rushing, coming out the backfield, things like that. So, but other than that, I have no side bet in this game at all.
Okay, my guy Stotts, he say that Fields ain't really gonna be running this year. I like to listen to people that live like that's local, because they gonna listen to the radio. They got inside info there, so that's just what he's saying. LJ, I'm not saying to talk you off your prop, but he's saying it's a little bit different. Yeah, I know he got a little. I don't give a damn about all this shit. I need the Bears to win this game. This is a like I'm motivated. Like even Jordan Love was talking over the summer. Oh, we own the Bears. You hadn't even beat them yet, but I know you was on that team. But even he was saying we own the Bears. This is just like a very motivational spot where I feel like team, like this is a football NFL type spot where everybody, you know what I'm saying, bulletin board material, all that shit. You lost 8 straight to them. Obviously they got a lot of turnover there in Green Bay. Still got a pretty good defense. Love looked good in the preseason. He was going up
Mm-hmm.
against backups, second and third string. It's just this is a spot that I'll take 10 times out of 10. If I lose it, it is what it is. Give me the Bears minus the 1. I'm taking it with confidence in this one.
Hey, let's
Chicago,
go.
go Bears. I don't know what the sound of a bear makes, but roar now. It's Bears minus 1. Let's go over here to the streets of Denver in this one, LJ. We got the Broncos laying 3.5 points at the house versus the Las Vegas Raiders in this one, getting 3.5 on the road. Total sitting at 43. It's all on Russell Wilson. Has he turned back to Clyde? They finally got a coach now, Sean Payton. We know that they put $100 million renovations into the stadium. They think the team is going to be a lot better. Are you taking the hype here, LJ?
No, I'm not taking it. I'm not going to bet this game. But I do have a couple of props, but I'll get to that later. But the Raiders have a new quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo. We've seen Jimmy Garoppolo. He can get hurt just running out of bounds. You get what I'm saying? Nobody hit him. So that's just who he is. So I don't expect the Raiders to have any type of success this year. They got rid of Derek Carr, like I said, so it's going to be a new system. But far as sizing up the offense, they do have a better offense coming off of last year. But like I said, and Russell Wilson, he has a new coordinator and a new head coach. So his familiarity is gone. So it's just a lot of moving parts. And I'm just not going to bet on the Raiders for as a bottom defense, like I said. And Denver only scored 17 points a game last year, which was worse in the NFL. So those things have to change for me in order to put money on either of these teams. But I will be taking both field goal kickers, Jay. I'm taking Carson over 1.5 field goals, and I'm taking McCandless over 1.5 field goals because I believe this is a field goal game if they can get in other Denver's side of the play, because Denver has a good defense. You know, Sean Payton's going to have those guys disciplined. He already put it out there that he wants Russell Wilson to be more human, stop being a statue, kissing babies like you running for office. We don't need all that. We need you to come in here. We need to see you have flaws. Everybody has flaws. We can see that. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to always be uptight and, just a bottom-up guy all the time. But all that said, man, I'm going to stay away. But I am taking both field goal kickers to get 2 field goals apiece.
Man, I seen Russell Wilson at the Monarch playing poker and shit, man. He's definitely not a perfect guy, man. But regardless of that, I want to, like you said, we hadn't really seen this. I want to take a leap of faith and take the Broncos here. Obviously, I live in Denver now. There's a lot of hype around this team. I do think the Raiders are going to be kind of like semi-trash. I'm not a Garoppolo believer. I love Devontae Adams, you know what I'm saying? But I think the Broncos, like you said, got one of the best cornerbacks in the league. They finally have a coach. The NFL is really, really all sports. You need a good coach, but NFL particularly, we talked about Mike Tomlin. It's about motivating your guys, getting everybody on the same page, game plans, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just you got to be a leader of men. And I really think coaching means a lot. I think we're going to see a different Broncos team this year. I think it starts with this week 1 because shit's going to start hitting the fan quick if they lose this game. So I kind of look at this as a must-win game for the Broncos. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that this is a double revenge game as well from last year. You want to take those teams that lost both matchups last season. You want to take them. You want to take that double revenge spot, especially first game of the season, man. So yeah, they've lost 5 straight to the Raiders in that one, man. I believe they've lost 6 straight to the Raiders in 8 of the last 9. The Broncos are winning this game. Now, are they going to win by more than 3.5? I'm not sure, but the Broncos are winning this game. I would put some on there. Like, even if this went down to 3, I would take Broncos minus 3 or even by the half point down. I do have somewhat a lot of confidence that the Broncos come out here with firing on all cylinders. They have to because it's too much hype around the team. They were too bad last year. Double revenge. I like the Broncos here. LJ. What do you think about that?
I like
double
that theory.
Spot?
I like that theory because I'm applying that to another game we're about to talk about in a minute. So I like that theory. And if I had a free play, I definitely would chunk it at Denver because the better coach. You get what I'm saying? I believe in Peyton, and he's going to have that team ready to go.
That simple. It's that simple. And good points in the chat as well. Mr. Q saying Denver elevation. Sox Nation, is hard to win in Denver early in the season. The Broncos will be 1-0 after week 1 of the NFL season. Let's head over here to the streets of LA. And Nielsen, man, I can't lie. I mean, if LA wasn't going down here, I'd love to move to LA. That city loves me. The Sparks love me. The Lakers love me. Let's see if the Chargers love me. We got the Chargers laying 3 points at the house versus the Miami Dolphins. And this one, 2 great teams. You see what I'm saying? Even Dolphins are going to be good this year, obviously, as well. Total sitting at 51. Could see plenty of points here. LJ. I'm not betting against the Chargers. I think Herbert is one of the new faces of the NFL. I said this last year. They didn't do that good. They didn't do horrible, but I think the Chargers are slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying, getting up there. I think Herbert's going to win him a Super Bowl one day. Not sure exactly when, but I'm not betting against the Chargers here. I lean Chargers -3, LJ. I didn't bet the game, but I'd like Dolphins more at the house. I don't think they're going to do that well in this first game on the road. That's just personally how I feel. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Miami's going to have to prove that they can protect Tua. Their offensive line is very, very shaky, and can Tua stay on the field? You know, one bad hit, he's gone, and I just think that's a lot of uncertainty for Miami. Depending on someone like that could easily be gone like that, but. They were bottom 5 in rush percentage last year, so they can't run the ball. So they're going to have to depend on him to pass. And I don't like that are one-dimensional like that. He does have some weapons, though. Tyreek Hill, probably the best receiver in the league. He has Waddle right there as well. Probably a 10 receiver. I mean, if we want to debate about it, they both
can Tua get him the ball?
Probably. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make. Will the offensive line be able to protect him in order for him to have time? That's exactly what I was getting at. And I need to see it, but I never been interested in betting Tua. You know, I've not been a real fan of him. I think he's undersized. You know, I just think he caught lightning in a bottle at Alabama and all the hype came, and that's why he's in the league, to be honest with you. But the Chargers, man, like you say, Justin Herbert is money, bro, especially with the pass attempts. Over 37.5 is at the number right now, and I'm going to continue to keep cashing it because they can't run the ball. They were number 2 worst in rushing yards percentage last year, only averaged 88 yards. So I don't believe that's going to change. He's going to have to pass, and I'm saying he's a bad boy. He can get your first downs. His teammates was hurt last year. You got Keenan Allen coming back. You got the tight end. You know, he had some injury bugs hit your Chargers last year. He's very limited on weapons, and he also still has Austin Eckler. You know, he can get him in the run situations, red zone, things like that. So Justin Herbert can set his players up for a lot of things, and I'm a believer in him. He has a new offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, that came over from Dallas, so he's going to have different schemes now. And as long as Staley stopped going for it on 4th down on his own side of the field, I think the Chargers will be okay. But as far as this game, I'm going to stay away from it. But I will be having the Chargers on my radar throughout the season for the most part.
That's a fact.
But I'm taking Justin Herbert's passing.
It could be this simple. Herbert over Tua. I mean, you give me that comparison. I mean, what the fuck are we doing here? I'm sorry. I'm taking Herbert all day long. 100 times out of 100, I'm taking him over Tua. So I'm sorry. I'm just not a believer. I hope Tua's good. I hope he's past the concussion. He's doing yoga and all that shit, and that's cool. But I'm just not a believer in him as a quarterback. So it is what it is. Tyreek Hill and them say that he's been good and all that in practice and all that, but I got to see it. So it would be Chargers -3. That's the only way that I could look in this one, my guys. I'll be betting on the Dolphins this year, but it's just not in game 1. Let's go over here to the streets. We got 3 more games here, LJ. We're going to the streets of New England here. We got the Patriots getting 4 points at the house versus the Eagles, landing 4 on the road, total sitting at 45. The Sharps are on the Patriots here, plus the 4. I'm not sure if they think it'll be like a 3-point game or whatever, but they're taking the points with the home team in this one. And I do know that there's substance to fading NFL teams that went to the Super Bowl and lost, that lost, you know what I'm saying, in the Super Bowl. There's real substance. I don't have the exact numbers with me, but there's definitely the trend say fade the Super Bowl loser in game 1 of week 1. Do you think the Patriots can hang within the number here or possibly win, LJ?
I think they can hang within the number. I'm not going to take the win and I'm not going to bet the points, but I just believe that Bill Belichick, experienced coach, he usually makes you do something that you're not used to doing for the most part. That's been, you know, the history of Bill Belichick. So he's probably has a lot of game feel on Jalen Hurts. And I believe he's going to try. I think he's going to make him limited, you know, for the most part. New England has 19 out of 22 starters returning. So, you know, they've been on the team. So they understand the philosophy. You know what I'm saying? They understand it. And Matt Jones, you know, I'm still going to have to see if he could be a good quarterback. I'm not a believer in him.
Look, LJ.
If I had to make a bet, yeah, I get you. You know, 3rd down conversions, they were bottom 5, so they couldn't move the ball. And it was top 10, you know, top 5 total yards, 1st downs, 3rd down conversions, rushing yards, and passing yards. So all those categories check the box. But I'm not going to bet the game. Rather bet the Eagles at home. First half is a money maker because they cover the spreads. You see what I'm saying? At home, they don't necessarily cover spreads on the road, is what I found out about Philadelphia last year. And they don't seem to score in the second half. They scored 18.5 points in the first half, but they only scored 9 and 10 points in the second half. And that's the reason why they lost the Super Bowl. So until I see another, and I think they've lost both their coordinators as well. Offensive and defensive coordinators also got head coaching jobs, if I'm not mistaken. So Jalen Hurts is going to have to get adjusted to the new system, new coordinator. So too much uncertainty for me. I'm going to stay off the game, but I will be looking to see New England probably cover. They can win. We'll see what happens.
Shout out to my guy Prodigy in the chat. Super Bowl loser is 4-18 against the spread in week 1. And they're saying in the chat more than that, they're saying that Tom Brady's having a ceremony as well week 1, which is always, in my opinion, a rah-rah spot. All right, let's get up. We got to win this game. Man, I was so pissed. I had missed the game. Deanna Taurasi, when she broke the record, man, they were getting like 7.5. I'm saying, bro, that's like spots like that don't really come around all the time. It's just like a huge motivational spot for the whole team, man, for the crowd, everything. So maybe that's why the Sharps are all. I'm telling you right now, I know where the smart people are, and they're on the Patriots plus the 4 here. I'm letting you know.
That's what happened last night with the Chiefs. They got the ring ceremony and they lost. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I'm betting against that shit every time. No, that's a fact. That's a fact. No, but with the ring ceremony is a little different. Like that's a fade spot for the team that won. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna be doing the same thing with the Nuggets. Game 1, like give me the Lakers plus the 5 right now. I want to fade the ring ceremony, but when they saying when you're the Patriots and you're the underdog in that spot, and you got Tom Brady come back, that's a step up spot for them. You see what I'm saying? It's not a fade spot for them. Yeah, no, it's not a fade spot for the Patriots. That's actually a bet on spot. 2 more games here, LJ, and then let's get out of here. We're gonna go over recap all the picks as well. Let's go over to the streets of Seattle in this. We got the Seahawks laying 5.5 points at the house versus the LA Rams in this one. I really total sitting at 46. If Cooper Kupp was in, I'd be taking the Rams. I still lean the Rams. Obviously, they're not really the type of team that can be affording to missed their best player, but this is a double revenge spot from last year. They lost both games to the Seahawks. Seahawks got a lot of luck last year. Now teams know what they're going to be doing. Now you're not going to be surprised at anybody. You see what I'm saying? I even without Kupp, I actually still think the Rams can keep it close. This is a very motivated team. Had a horrible year last year. Aaron Donald said, we coming back for our shit. You know what I'm saying? And what he said, we coming back to take something this year, LJ. I still lean Rams plus a 5.5, even with no Kupp.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear you, but I would take Seattle. I can hear you, but I'll take Seattle, bro. I'm sorry, but I'm not betting it because I'm not a believer in Geno Smith like that. But at the same time, the Rams were one of the worst offensive last year. But like you said, that wasn't Matt Stafford. That was Baker Mayfield and some other Wilford, you know what I'm saying? So he's coming back, and I understand that. But they lost a lot on defense. They lost Bobby Wagner. They lost Jalen Ramsey. Mm-hmm. They lost a lot of defense as well. So they could give up points too. I could see an over in this game, to be honest with you. That's the only way I would look. Points, you get what I'm saying? But as far as taking a side, I'm not confident in either one of these teams. But Geno Smith, I was cashing on his pass completions last year. I see it at over 21.5. And he averaged 25 pass completions last year. So if he hits that number this Sunday, I'm going to be looking at that prop. But as far as anything else, I'm going to stay off because neither one of these teams interests me at all.
Double revenge spot from the previous year, I could only look towards the Rams. It's even better when it's a division game as well. You see what I'm saying? Rams plus the 5.5 is the only way I could look. It's ugly as hell. Nobody's going to like it. Them the type of spots that's probably going to come through in week 1. Last game, Sunday Night Football here. Probably could have did a whole separate show just doing like Sunday night, you know what I'm saying? But everybody's going to be betting the game. Everybody's going to be chasing in this game. We're going to the streets of New York in this one. We got the Giants getting 3.5 at the house versus the Dallas Cowboys in this one. Their starters did not play in the preseason. Their starters did not play in the preseason. I'm not looking towards bet. So I'll tell you right now, all the professionals, they're betting the Cowboys to win the NFC East. They're betting them to win the NFC, and they're also betting them to either make the Super Bowl or win the Super Bowl. I'm just telling you, I know at least 5 like professional NFL bettors that think the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year. They bet it down from plus 1,600 to like plus 1,000. If I'm not mistaken, somebody put 10,000 on it to win 110,000. I'm just letting you know. I'm just here to bring you the info. Personally, I would actually look at those props after this game because I think there's a good chance that they could lose week 1. And you know what I'd like to see? Just to get ahead of schedule real quick, I want to see the Cowboys lose in week 1. I want to see the Jets win. And that would set up for a heavy bet for me in week 2. I'll tell you that right. Cowboys lose this game and Jets win on Monday Night Football. I'll be heavy on the Cowboys -3 at the house week 2. I'm just telling you that right. I'm talking about pretty heavy. But what do you think about this game, LJ? Do you think the Giants, division and home dog with double revenge from the previous year? I know the Cowboys have been owning them. Something tells me the Giants get the job done in week 1 at the house. Total sitting at 45. What you think, LJ?
Swallow the points. I'm taking money line Giants, baby, because they are in a situation like you just said. How Denver's been smacking up. Well, what team you said that's been smacking up the team a lot? I think Dallas has
Packers.
won 11 out of 11. Okay, yeah, the Packers over
the
Chicago.
Packers beating the Bears.
Somebody in the chat is going to get this.
Thing.
Somebody in the chat is going to get this. Dallas has beaten the Giants, I think, 11 out of the 12 meetings. I don't know if that's accurate, but somebody's going to get me on that. But like I said, I just believe that all the hype is on Dallas. Like you just mentioned, all these people on it. I don't believe it. I don't believe in Dak Prescott like that. Ezekiel Elliott's now gone. The Pollard is hobbling, so he's limited in the backfield. And I'm not going to be a guy that's going to trust Dak Prescott to get you down the field and win a game. He's not going to do it. He had averaged 2 interceptions last year. He's turnover prone, but he does have a defense, and that's probably his safety net, because if the defense can cause turnovers and put Dak Prescott in great field position, then he possibly can be a serviceable quarterback. But coming the whole field on an 80-yard drive, I don't see it happening. And not against the Giants this week either, because the Giants has a good defense. Dable got them boys playing. I like Daniel Jones, and I've always said you just need to get him a weapon. He's never had a consistent weapon at the wide receiver position. Now he has Darren Waller. Not saying that that's just going to put him over the hump, but at least it's somebody that he can trust and go to that could get him a play. That's all he really needs to get his confidence up, And I'm going to bet the Giants, like I just mentioned. They're 13-4 against the spread last year, 3-1 against the spread as a home dog last year. So all those numbers is telling me that they're going to play very well in this spot, and they're going to give Dallas their first loss of the season on Sunday Night Football.
I sure hope so. I'm telling you, because I just think it was set up really nice if the Giants won and the Jets won. And y'all tune in to the Monday night show, because I got an angle for this Monday night game. And I know everybody likes the Bills, but I just got an angle. Conspiracy J, and I just love that shit. But I'm telling you right now, I already
know what it is. We're
gonna let them know. Y'all come back and check out the Monday night show. It's gonna be with Ski Profit and Kelly in Vegas. But I'll tell you right now, I like the Jets, and I do think the Giants get this win. I do like the Giants plus the 3.5. I don't like that Waller has a hamstring kind of injury. He's questionable. I don't like that shit, because he's like a weapon that. Like he could, you know what I'm saying? But I do think the Giants plus the 3.5 get it done. It's one of those where I don't think I'm gonna bet the game. I'm just gonna hope that the Giants win so bad. I might put them in a teaser or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Get 10 with the Giants. Put them with somebody else, with the Browns or something like that, or with the Jets. I think Giants Jets teaser is lovely. I think that's lovely. You see what I'm saying? And so I think both of them have a chance to win outright, but to keep the game close, I think it's fucking lovely. We're not going to cover the Sunday night football game. We finna get out of here, LJ, but I do like the Jets on Monday Night Football. You see what I'm saying? I like this shit. Yeah, but let's get out of here, my brother. Let's recap the picks, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in as well, man. Drop y'all picks in the chat as well. But LJ, I know you got a lot of them. Recap your picks, my brother. The floor is yours.
All right, bro. First of all, I'm taking the Texans to cover the 9.5, 10, whatever number you got over the Ravens. I just believe that the defense is going to have a heart this year because of a new coach. He's going to take pride in what he does, and they're going to hold the Ravens under 27.5 points. I'm going to jump on that officially. Under 27.5 total points over the Ravens, and I'm jumping on the Texans plus the 9.5, 10. I stayed away from the Bengals and Browns. I stayed away from the Bucs and Vikings. Saints minus the 3 over Tennessee. Home game, new quarterback, familiarity with his coach. I believe that the Saints will be humming in the Superdome this weekend, my guy. I would lean towards the Falcons. I haven't made it official. Jacksonville Jaguars Colts. I stayed away from that one, rookie quarterback. 49ers and the Steelers. Everybody's on the Steelers, so I stayed off of that one. Washington. I took that prop, Brian Robinson over 63.5 rushing yards for that. And that's pretty much it, Jay. The rest of them was just props. If you want me to review the props as well, that's all I had.
Yeah, with everything you like. Let me, because you probably, I know you be smashed on the props. Let us know, man, everything.
Well, Burrow, over 36.5 pass attempts. I'm taking that. Kirk Cousins, over 36.5 pass attempts. Herbert over 37.5 pass attempts. And I'm going to jump on Geno Smith over 21.5 pass completions because I believe that he led the league in completion percentage last year. So I believe he will get some completions with that offense. The Rams defense is, like I said, missing a lot of pieces. And he probably can pick apart them. Not to say he's going to win the game, but I think he's going to pick apart that secondary and things like that. So, And Brian Robinson over 63.5 rushing yards are my props for this game, sir.
I like it, man. For me, I did have the line, send all three of these out to the members or whatever, man. It's only $3.99 a month. See what I'm saying? But I had Lions plus a 7. I had the Bears -1, and then Browns plus 2.5. Those were my week 1 picks. I had 3. I have at least 3 picks. I'll have at least 1 every week, but I'll try to do 3. So I'm saying to try to go 3-0 at the very worst, 2-1 one time for the one time. My favorite of those probably the Bears -1. Huge motivational spot. Do the Packers really own them, have part stock into their team? It's very possible, but I'm going to go with the Bears double revenge spot, 8 times revenge spot here. But every team basically had lost both meetings last year. I'm going to be liking them in week 1. But 2 official picks for me, Browns plus a 2, plus a 2.5. You could take them on the money line. I do think they win the game, but Bears -1 as well. The leans, Falcons money line, Jags money line, Steelers plus a 2.5, Broncos money line, Chargers -2.5, Bucks plus 5.5, Rams plus 5.5, Jets, the Jets, Jets plus a 2.5, and the Giants as well plus a 3.5.
I'm on the Giants too. I'm sorry, I forgot that one.
Yeah.
I'm on the Giants.
Those are my looks for week 1, man. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. We will keep this shit going for the rest of the season. Let's get some cash, man. It's us against the bookies. We all trying to cash, man. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, join the channel as a member, retweet the show, all that good stuff. Let's get some cash, man. We will see you guys on Monday. Let's go. Let's get this cash. Let's go,
baby.
It's cash. We out.